In this lesson, we're going to be talking about finding the surface area of rectangular prisms. So, number one on this worksheet shows us a rectangular prism. It almost looks like a cube, but it's not quite. We can tell because this one measurement is 4, not 5, so they're not all 5 all the way around. So, best to perhaps use the formula given to us on the formula sheet. It would be provided on your tests as well as the PSSAs. Surface area, sometimes written with an SA, even though just one thing, sometimes just written as A, is equal to 2LW plus 2LH plus 2WH. So what does this mean? Length times width times height, and width times height. So, for instance, if we said that this was the length and the width here, this length times width would give us the area of this. I don't know. I see it as the front face. Maybe you don't. But as that face that I've traced right there. So why do we have this 2 in front? Well, because there's one face right there and another one back here that have the same dimensions. So we might as well find the area and then double it because we have 2 of those. Try to see if I can keep this clear. So 2 length height. So maybe this is the length height back here. So if we have one of those, we have another one of them up there. And then finally, width height, that would be something like, I see it as kind of like the top here and the bottom there. So we've got 2 of each of those faces. So we really just need to find the area once and then double it. So, okay, it doesn't really matter which is which, but you do need to keep them kind of a little bit clear. So it might help to go ahead and call one of these edges, so it's the same as all 4 of these. We'll call that the length. We can call this 4 a width, and we can call one of these measurements the height. If you want to go ahead and do that right away so that you keep it clear and you make sure you plug them in correctly, that might be helpful. So if we're doing 2 length width, so that's 2, and as I labeled it, 5 times 4, plus 2 length height. So length and height, that's both 5, so 5 times 5. And then 2 width height. Well, that's another 5 times 4. Okay, so surface area, then from this first, that's 20 times 2 is 40. This is 25 times 2 is 50. And 20 times 2 is 40. So 40 is 80 plus 50 is 130. And this is area still. So it is still square units. So centimeters squared. And so that's the surface area of this rectangular prism. Okay, let's go ahead and just try another one. Let's go ahead and maybe try this rectangular prism down here. Ooh, decimals, scary. No, they're not that bad. Okay, so we're going to copy down the formula. Surface area equals 2 length width plus 2 width height plus 2 length height. And I might have written it in a different order than the first time, but addition is commutative. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and say length, width, height, just to keep them clear. All right, so length times width is going to be 2 times 1.8 times 6.3. Plus width height is going to be 2 times 6.3 times 1.9. Plus, can I get it in here? Length height is 1.8 and 1.9. 2 times 1.8 times 1.9. Terrific. Okay. So, definitely some calculator time here. So 2 times 1.8 times 6.3 plus, you can just type this straight across in your calculator in one long swoop if you are careful with your multiplication signs, but you will get a total of 53.46. Yes, we could do this by hand. Maybe the PSSAs would, but that seems a little bit mean. But 53.46 meters squared I'm fine with you using the calculator for these worksheets today. Okay, so that's all there is to finding the surface area of a rectangular prism. Follow the formula, label the length, width, and height to make sure that you're following it correctly.